Hey, y'all. First of all, to my regular, usual followers and friends, I don't usually bring politics into this space, and I'm going to try not to make a big habit of it. But I do know that if you don't do politics, politics will do you. And here in Hays County, there is a current Democratic runoff for the seat for Hays County Judge. My name is Moira Zinn. I live here in Dripping Springs. I'm an entrepreneur, a professional motorcycle rider, a wife, a mom of 2 daughters, and I'm a grandmother. I've had a career in motorsports for just under 20 years, and it started here in Hays County when I became the first woman in the U.S. to have her own state-approved motorcycle track school. You see, I'm conflicted. I thought I was a girl's girl. I've always championed women and had women's backs. But here, I've realized that I'm not. I'm a feminist, and that's different. And I will let you know why this feminist is voting for Ruben Becerra for Hays County Judge. I know, stick with me. In the motorcycle industry, we have a phrase for gear that has been marketed specifically to women. We call it shrink it and pink it. They take something that's designed and sized for men, they just make it smaller. They paint it pink, they slap a bow on it, and they call it women's gear. It doesn't protect us. It doesn't fit us. It's almost like they expect that women aren't going to do the thing. And that is exactly what it feels like we're getting from the federal administration right now. They're putting women into powerful roles, not to advance women, but to put a female face on policies that are actively being gutted that women depend on. It's smaller, it's pinker, it's called progress, but it isn't. And I'll be honest with you, when I look at Ruben's competitor, Michelle Cohen's campaign in this race, I see the same thing. She's being positioned as the historic choice, the woman that'll make history. Pink it up, shrink it down, and call it feminism. But feminism is about results. It's about who actually does the work that benefits women. And the record doesn't lie. Ruben Becerra created a public defender's office. He built pretrial diversion programs. He established a mental health court with a 93% success rate that is led by a woman judge. All of these programs directly support women and families. And before his opponent was ever in office, he directed over $600,000 to the Hayes Caldwell Women's Center. That is the organization serving survivors of domestic violence and sexual assault in this county. And when asked directly about governing values, he put reproductive rights in writing. His exact words, his leadership is grounded in the protection of civil and reproductive rights. That's in the public record. His opponent, I searched her website, her voter guide responses, her public statements, and reproductive rights do not appear, not once. Now, in post-Roe Texas, where women are being denied treatment and OBGYN care is disappearing from our counties, silence is a position. These are not talking points. These are receipts. Now, let me talk about Michelle Cohen and what she promised when she ran for commissioner in 22. Those were 3 things. Roads on the east side of 35, a library and community center because her precinct had neither, and restoring transparency in government. 3 years later, here's the scorecard. The roads, east side roads still look the same. The library and community center, still not built. Transparency. She campaigned on restoring public trust. And this is, in my opinion, the biggest deal. She voted to shut the public out of a $500 million bond decision. You see, a judge voided the vote because it violated the Texas Open Meetings Act. Instead of saying, we got it wrong, let's do it right, she voted to appeal. She chose to spend more taxpayer money fighting accountability rather than owning the mistake. That's not transparency. That's doubling down. And then let's talk about quiddity engineering, because this is new and it matters. A Hays County Commissioner's Court agenda item dated April 14th of 2026. That was last week. It identifies a Chapter 176 conflict and related party disclosure connected to Commissioner Michelle Cohen on contract with Quiddity Engineering worth $349,455 for the Darden Hill project. The document states plainly that her stepfather works for Quiddity Engineering. That conflict is disclosed right there in the agenda. What is not in that document is any evidence that Cohen disclosed it herself before it had to be flagged through a formal process. So she ran on restoring transparency. She ran on accountability. And then there's a family member employed by a firm receiving county contracts that kept appearing on the court's agenda while she sat on it. That's not a mistake. This is a pattern. Here's what I know about being a woman who broke barriers. The title doesn't make you qualified. The work does. Ruben Becerra has a solid record of governing as a feminist. He has progressive values, protecting civil rights, building healthcare infrastructure, defending the vulnerable, and pushing for transparency, even when his own court blocked him. I am Moira Zinn, and I'm a feminist, and I'm voting for Ruben Becerra on May 26th. Do your homework. Vote the record.